In this video, I'm going to show you how to link a solution with your copilot or bot. Now, solution is basically a container which holds various components. Now, one of the component can be a bot or a copilot and some associated component related to copilot as well. Now, why it is important to use a bot or a copilot in a solution is because if you want to use your bot or copilot and take it from a development environment to a test environment or a stage environment or a UAD environment, then it is always advisable to use the provisioning process to mark into a specific solution, and then you can package those solution and then move across between environments. Now, it's always a best practice to link a bot with a solution during creation time itself. Now, that would eliminate cluttering of the default solution, like the common data services default solution uh, in the beginning itself. So, what happens is like if you do not point your bot to a solution, then what might happen is all the bot by default will get provision in the CDS common data service default solution. And then over a period of time, if you uh, have a look into the CDS default solution, you will find so many bots lying over there. So, first step, what you need to do is once you log into the Copilot Studio with your Microsoft 365 account, and when you start the provisioning process, by default, it will not ask for a uh, solution drop down. So what happens is like it will just ask you for name, description, and instruction. Now this is the modern way of building the Copilot. So it will ask you description and instructions as well. However, if you click on these three dots and if you navigate to edit advanced settings, then here you will find a place whereby you can point your Copilot to a specific solution, and also there is a place for mentioned over here to specify the schema name of your copilot as well. Okay, so this is like one way during the creation time to change the solution or point the solution of the copilot to a specific solution or the desired solution what you want. Now if you do not do that, then there is no way this solution can be pointed to a different solution. Okay, so make sure that when you create a copilot, it is pointed to the right solution. Now, if you want to view the solution under which this copilot was created, what you can do once the bot is provisioned, you can navigate to the settings area. And once you navigate to the settings area, go to the copilot details. And from here, you can view the solution. Here, you can actually see that this bot was created in Girish CP solution. Okay, so this is how you can view where the bot has been created. Now, for a classic bot, so there is a modern bot, or we call it as a co-pilot, and there is a classic bot. Now, for classic bot, solution selection is also in the similar fashion. However, there is no direct way for you to create a classic bot in the front end interface. What you need to do is like you need to first click on create a co-pilot, and then if you navigate to the three dots, and if you click on advanced setting, then there is an option for you to select or make sure that you're creating a classic bot. So if you see in the screenshot over here, you go first step, create a copilot, and then click on advanced setting, and then from here you can create a classic bot. Now once you create a classic bot, then if you click on three dots and go to the advanced setting, here you will be able to change the default solution under which the bot needs to be created, and also you can alternatively change the schema name as well. So this is all about creation of a solution. Now let me show you in demo. So what we are going to do first is we'll go to make.powerapps.com, navigate to the correct environment. So in my case, the environment is Girish Preview US. So what I'm going to do, I'll click on solutions and I'll create one solution. So I'll name this as July solution number one. Okay, so I'm going to create three different solutions. So I'll create Girish July solution number one. That's the first solution. And then in the another tab, I'll follow the same process. And in the third tab, I'll also follow the same process. But then this time, I'm not going to name the solution as Girish solution number two and three. So I'll go here, click on solution, click on new solution, number two, and select the publisher, click on create. And here again on the third tab, click on solution, new solution, solution number three, select the publisher and click on create. Now, if you see over here, we have created three solutions: July solution number one, July solution number two, and July solution number three. Okay, so we have three solutions in place. Now let's go into Copilot Studio. So I'm in Copilot Studio. So the URL is copilotstudio.preview.microsoft.com, or if you are not using the preview version, you can go to copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Now if you click on create, you need to click on new Copilot, and then from this point onwards you can start creating the Copilot. Now you can make use of embedded Copilot to provision a Copilot, or there is an option for you to just click on skip to configure. But in my case, what I'm going to do, I'll just say skip to configure, and here it is asking me to create a Copilot. Right now, there is no way whereby I can see the solution mapping over here. So for that, what I need to do, I'll need to click on three dots, click on edit advanced settings, and then from here I can select the solution. Now let's put this in Girish solution number one. The So if you see over here, this solution, I can't see the solution which I have just created. Right now, this was July solution number one, July solution number two, and July solution number three. So if you see over here, you can't see the solution. Now why? Because it is not yet refreshed. So let me again go back to the Copilot Studio, and then again start with the provisioning process. So we'll go to home, we'll create a Copilot, and then navigate to advanced settings. Click on create, new Copilot, skip to configure, and then from here I'll select edit advanced setting, and then if I select a solution, I can see all the three solutions. So let's pick up July solution number one, and here I will call it as July 1, July solution 1. Okay, and I'll click on save, and now I'll name this Copilot as July 1 Copilot, and I can put whatever description I want, and then I can put whatever instruction I want, and then from that point onwards I'll click on create. So once you do that, if you navigate to July solution number one, here you should be able to see all the items which gets created when you provision a Copilot. Now the Copilot is setting up, and I believe it's already completed the process. So let me refresh this page. And if you see over here, you can see July 1 Copilot, which is available over here. Now slowly it will start adding various components in this particular solution. Okay, so you'll see there are now 18 components, right? One chatbot and 17 chatbot subcomponents. So for a new Copilot, this is how it creates the solution, right? So there are various items like topic V2 chatbot. Topic V2, why it is version 2 of topic? Because this is a new way of creating a bot. So it's called as Copilot. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, we are good with July 1 Copilot. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to again create a Copilot, and we'll click on new Copilot, and we'll say skip to configure. However, what we are going to do, we are going to click here, click on edit advanced settings. Now from here, there is an option to create a classic bot, right? So I'll click on that. And from here, this classic bot will be called as July 2. And if we click three dots over here, click on advanced settings. Now I'm going to select July solution number 2. Now remember, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create July solution number 2 classic bot. Okay. So there is a difference. So first we created Copilot. Now we are creating a classic bot. But the classic bot will be pointed to July solution number 2. I'll click on save. And I'm not going to put some any more instruction. I'll just click on create. Now, if you see July solution number 2, here you should be able to see the Copilot related components. Now here it is not called as Copilot, but it is called as a classic bot. Okay. Now in the modern solution, as you saw, there was a component of type topic V2 chatbot, and various other components. Now let's see what does this solution contains, because now we are provisioning a classic bot. So the goal is to basically verify and check what does it put in here. Now if you see over here, when you compare both this thing, this is different. So it has topic, it has chatbot, it has bot entity. Now it does not have topic v2, so that means it is like a older data type, okay, of topic. And as you see over here in the newer, when you created a copilot using the modern interface, you got topic v2, right? So that's a difference basically. And it has got 15 components when you provision a copilot, when you provision a classic bot, and when you provision a copilot, you get 18 components over here. So July solution number one hosts the copilot, July solution number two hosts the um, classic bot, right? Now let's do one thing. Now think about it, like what we have done is, let me create a new copilot now, okay, and I'll call this as say I'll just click on skip to configure, and I'll call it as July 3 copilot, and I won't put any more instructions or description. I'll just paste the by default, and now I have an option to click on edit advanced setting and select the common data service, the default solution apart from common data services default solution. But think about it. Let's assume that you have forgotten to do that. Okay, so you have already created it. Okay, you haven't made any change. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, I'm gonna open Copilot Studio in another tab as well, just to show you the two Copilot which we created previously, how to view the solution under which it belongs to. Okay, so let it load. Okay, so we have created July 1 Copilot, which is basically a Copilot. Okay, and if we want to see which solution does it belong to, we just need to go into the July 1 Copilot, click on settings, and then from here you will see this is pointing to view solution, July solution number one. And if you want to view the solution, you can just click on it, and then it will going to open Power Apps, and then from Power Apps, it will take you to the solution page, right? So this is how you will navigate to the solution. Now same for July 2 classic port. So we have created a classic port. Now this is pointing to a different solution. So if you navigate to the classic port, again the same thing, click on settings, and then from here you will see that this is pointing to July solution number one, and then similar process, it's pointing to July solution number two, sorry, and it is and if I click over here, then it will take you to the July solution number two solution, right? Now we have created one more bot, right? So we have created this July 3 copilot just now, but we haven't selected a solution. So what happens? So what happens is, if you click on settings over here, you will see that by default all the bots gets created in common data services default solution. Now this common data service default solution will be crowded, because think about it, like if you have more than 10 or 100 bots which you created, if you go into the solution, there will be so many chatbots, so many topics lying scattered around in the default solution. So once it is created in the default solution, you will not be able to change it. Okay, however, there is an alternative way. What we can do is, if you go into July solution number 3, and if you want that bot or copilot to point to July solution number 3, what you can do, you can just say add existing and say chatbot, because the chatbot has already been created, right? So if you see, this is July 3 copilot. So if I click on July 3 copilot and click on add, okay, now what will happen is that in this solution we have added the July 3 copilot chatbot. Okay, and we can add all the required component by clicking on advanced and add required objects. Okay, so we have now added into July solution number 3. Now, again, coming back to this July 3 Copilot, let me refresh the screen. So what we have done, we have created July Copilot 3, and we haven't selected the default solution. So what has happened, it has created that solution in the common data services default solution. So if you navigate to the copilot which you have created, click on settings. Here you will see it is created in common data services default solution. Let me close this. Okay, let me go into the solution. Here we have done add existing chatbot, and then we have added July solution 3. Now if you go to the chatbot from here, from the solution itself, and open Microsoft Copilot Studio, and then navigate to the settings and see under which solution this particular Copilot resides. Okay, so what we have done, we haven't gone to Copilot Studio and opened the July 3 Copilot, but we have gone to the solution and then opened the Copilot. From here, if I click on setting, now here you will see that this particular copilot is created in July solution number 3. Now, this is a useful tip. Basically, if you have already created copilot and if you are not aware of linkages to solutions, then what you can do, you can provision a solution and then add existing chatbot into the solution. And then from that point onwards, you can start editing the copilot. So any changes which you make will be part of the newer solution which you have created, and then from that point onwards you can make that copilot or chatbot as a shippable component, and then you can ship it to various environment. So that's it, folks. This is how you basically attach, link, assign solution to a copilot and chatbot as well. Thanks for watching.